Hello everyone and welcome back to Make Your Mind. This is the latest of my Saturday sculpture showcases. Quick shout out to Patrick Winget for suggesting this one. This is a viewer suggested showcase. And this one turned out to be a lot more fun than I realized making this. But if you didn't catch the premiere that I put out a couple of days ago, it was kind of an impromptu video, I will admit. But you missed this. This is the Aperture Science handheld portal device. I figure a lot of you who are fans of the game might have recognized it immediately, but this is essentially the device that Chell uses to both complete GLaDOS's tests and also to essentially gain control and then eventually escape the facility. Or at least so they think. Essentially, this device has the ability to create portals. It creates both a blue and an orange portal. Essentially, you have an entrance and an exit, allowing you basically to travel through walls, allowing you to go through floors, and also allowing you to create gravity boosts. Where if you place one on the ground and one on the roof, you can then essentially use it to use gravity to boost you in a specific direction, allowing you to complete the tests that the robot GLaDOS forces Chell to do and forces you, the player, to complete. This also has the ability to grab objects and place them in the game. And so this was the first of the sculptures of this showcase, but this is not the main crux of this showcase here. Let me go ahead and place the Aperture Science portal device up here. And let's get to the real showcase, shall we? Let me introduce the two, essentially, children of GLaDOS. The son and the daughter. Atlas and Peabody. And we're going to start off with Peabody. Here she is. Check her out. Essentially, the culmination of robotic designs from Aperture Science with the base core that was essentially a modified turret. Peabody is essentially the feminine interpretation of the sort of robot genus. Let me go ahead and turn her around real quick so you can see her from the back. There she is from the back. As you see, got her power unit there with her antenna sticking up. Essentially, Peabody embodies, no pun intended, the abilities of the sort of feminine nature of humanity, essentially the feelings of inquisitiveness and also sensitivity. And she basically uses those personality traits in order to help complete tasks on the map with her brother. Let me just place that pedestal down here. There we go. Stand up for me, girl. There you go. And she completes the tasks with her brother, Atlas. Check him out. Oh, let me put him down right here. There we go. Don't you dare. You go back right there. There we go. Check out Atlas. Oh, for God's sakes. Sorry, with this wax clay, you gotta work with it. There we go. Modification, and there he is. There's Atlas, the brother, the symbol of strength and versatility. And as you can see, Atlas was essentially a modified personality core. It was essentially using the same robotic designs from Aperture Science's logs and also a modified personality core. She was able to create Atlas. And Atlas and Peabody were essentially the embodiment for the co-op gameplay of the game, where essentially Peabody would have a yellow and red portal for her gun, and then Atlas would have a blue and purple portal for his gun, so that way they could interchange and could be able to complete the tests now that Chell is no longer in the facility. Spoiler alert, by the way, for those who haven't played the game. And during the game, they actually when they first came about, they actually had an incredible friendship. and they basically gained companionship as they completed tasks, and it actually got to the point where they completed their tasks so well, and with such synergy and such symmetry, that GLaDOS became a little peeved. She was not happy. So in fact, she actually decided to try different techniques in order to get Atlas and Peabody to go against each other, but once again, these are robots that don't have those kind of feelings of jealousy or anything like that, or empathy or anything like that. So these robots essentially became companions, and they learned to finish tasks, and then eventually they used their expertise and their incredible ways of making portals in order to help GLaDOS actually find a hidden storage facility that had thousands of test subjects, which were humans. And then Atlas and Peabody were destroyed, sadly enough, but they didn't last long, because not only a week later, after all of the thousands of test subjects were wasted, she brought Atlas and Peabody back. And to this day, they are still deep underground, completing all of the tasks that GLaDOS gives to them, insatiating her will. But check these out, Ryan. These are awesome. Look at that. These were so much fun to make. Of course, Peabody with the sort of longer, slender body, and it has these sort of tiles that sort of make up the Aperture Science design with the black and the white, and then the eye in the middle right there. That was so cool to be able to do that. And then kind of the same thing with Atlas, but Atlas was more sort of a little thicker, a little sturdier. Atlas had the taller shoulders, as you can see here, and then had the much bigger legs with the bigger feet, and also had these sort of these boot guards right here. With these tall shoulders, Atlas certainly may not be quite as tall as Peabody, but was certainly not to be counted out with. And of course, as you can see, I put them in poses to sort of give them personalities. Atlas doing the double thumbs up and Peabody waving hi. They could do emojis. They could do, or excuse me, not emojis, but emotes when you played the game. So they were then able to basically interact with each other, and you could do those little things in the game. And there were certain tasks in the game where you had to work with each other, because there were anti-portal gates, and there was also a bunch of other tasks in the way that you basically had to have both Atlas and Peabody, so you had to play it in co-op mode in order to beat those games. And the genius of this game, as far as the physics and the puzzle building, is just unparalleled. There's nothing that comes close to Valve and them making these Portal games. I remember when I got Portal for the orange box for the Xbox 360, that was the first time I had ever played that game. And then I eventually got Portal 2, which, man, that game, I'm kind of glad that they didn't make a sequel, because that game was just so good. It was so much fun, and then with the co-op, you could actually have more than one person involved in the game, and being able to play as both Atlas and Peabody. It was just so much fun to play as them both. And there have been many modders in the modding community that have essentially created new tests and new tasks in the game, and then of course you get into things like the different colored gels, and you also get into other things, and there's just so much to this game. If you haven't played Portal, serious, stop watching this video and just get it. Get it on Steam, get it on Xbox Library, get it on the PlayStation Network. Just get it. This game is so much fun. I mean, I know for a fact they have it on Steam. It may be backwards compatible. You may be able to install it on a console. I'm not quite sure though. But man, this is just one of the most fun games, and thank you, Patrick, for suggesting this. And with that, that concludes the video. If you enjoy content like this, don't forget to leave a like down below, and remember to subscribe, and hit that bell for notifications, so you don't miss the next video. I'm actually still not quite sure what I'm going to do for the next premiere, but you know what I will do? I will place a preview earlier in the week. And once again, if you guys have any suggestions, leave a comment down below. I do take suggestions, and if it's something that I'm interested in doing, I will take it. Just like Patrick suggesting that that somewhere in my archives, I had a video portal, and I did make these, and I brought them out to you now. I love your wordplay there, Patrick. That was very funny. But with that, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I will see all of you next week for the next Saturday Sculpture Showcase.